talk about our work. I think it's very interesting to have an art gallery that's owned by an artist. I think it gives a totally different angle to the whole gallery and the whole look on the art itself. I had read a lot about these artist-owned galleries, but it's the first time that I've actually put my work in one, and I find it very interesting, very different from other types of galleries. So yeah, I'm being an architect. I came to art through architecture, from architectural different classes, different creative classes, different drawing classes, and especially I would always hold a classic black book with sketches in. And at the end of my architectural degree, I thought it important to go to Europe to do a tour of all the cities with my black book and doing all the sketches of famous buildings that we heard about, especially history classes. And that's what kind of got me started on when I came back with all these sketches. I still had the urge to do more, and I slowly started painting. So then I turned to collage, and collage comes and gets more in my past life or in my childhood. My father was a printer and also a bookbinder, from 3 generations, and I was raised sometimes being kept on school vacations. My father would bring me to his print shop, and there'd be all these papers in the bins cut up. He would even bring them home sometimes for me to play with, papers, and I would also help the employees as I got older. I would work there, I would fold stuff, I would glue, and the gold leafing also was very much part of the bookbinding business. And gold leafing is very, for old books, it used to be to protect them actually, because books were so precious that the paper would rot or get dirty on the top. And so we would put gold leafing on the top to protect the book actually. And the gold leafing as titles on the books would be just to keep it almost the only way they had to write on the leather. So it was very minimal and very always true gold and only in certain places. So all of this comes back when I start doing collage. And one of the first inspirations too is the palissades that are put up when we go through the city and there's a vacant lot and we go by it every day when we go to work. And all of a sudden, and we're seeing less and less of these, but we put up a wood fence en contreplaqué, and then the guys come up with the posters and they stick up the posters and they stick up, and then it's this competition every day. People come up to stick posters up and up on them, and then it becomes all these plastered, colorful, and then the graffiti artists come and draw their graffitis on these temporary fences, and sometimes, unfortunately, it's more beautiful than the actual project once the fence comes down. Not always, but sometimes. So, but it's also very sort of a temporary state, very colorful, and then we go by, and they'll have sometimes these holes in the fence, so we can peep in and look. And so what's the crevice here on this, because there's sort of une épaisseur. Donc c'est comme ça représente un peu cette fenêtre-là, si on veut, dans la palissade pour voir le projet, pour voir le dessin comme tel de l'autre côté. Moi un petit peu. So I have as a teacher, I take my students to New York once a year, and we're there for a week, and we tour the city. And so as I go to New York once a year, I have lots of sketches, lots of ideas come from New York, and also as probably a lot of architects, I'm obsessed by cities, obsessed by big cities. Cities, the energy maybe behind the city, the way the city can magnify the personal experience we have in life. And New York is like a city on steroids, where it goes so fast. It just goes so fast. If you want to see what's going to be in a city like Montreal, you can see it in New York. One example is the project of the High Line, where in the 90s, well, we wanted to destroy it. And within less than 20 years, it's become this magnificent walkway on top of this railway. And now there's an artist, Jeff Koons, is projecting to suspend a huge locomotive as a work of art above it. And it's just could be completely impossible in a city like Montreal. Not today, because we're just not that fast. There's not that much energy, that many people. So I've always loved New York, and so New York, all of these works are all on New York, whether it is the subway is kind of present because of all the graffiti artists that used to be on the subway, but now they've been taking that medium away so that the city may progress. It was not actually one of the first steps, as the mayor said, like, let's see, to clean the city, we're going to eliminate graffiti, which is completely contradictory, because it makes the city cleaner, but it also makes it more stale, or ça la rend un peu amer, ou un peu neutre. So, and it was a chance for an unknown artist to be seen throughout the whole city. So, and actually, the way that they found to eliminate the graffiti was just to stop running the cars. They wouldn't clean them; they would just not run them until they were clean. So, but there's a little bit of that in there too. I saw this movie during the Festival International des Films sur l'Art on Richard Serra, and he was talking about his work and how a simple idea, or how it takes one strong idea for him to make a sculpture. And like, for example, to fold. And the subject and the matter of the sculpture would be this huge folded piece of metal. And he had this list of words that he just read out. And it struck me as how a lot of actions go into the work that I do of collage. I do it exclusively with the Wallpaper magazine, because there's architecture, there's design, there's art. Everything that's written in there I find interesting. I read it while I cut up also. It also graphically has nice images, nice colors and stuff. There's also that. But and so I made, after seeing his movie, I made myself this list of words. And these are all the actions that actually go through the work that I do. To paste, to cut, to tear, to overlap, to cover, to fold, to wrinkle, to crease, to read, to place, to replace, to hide, to flip, to draw, to build, to choose, to turn, to let go, to build up, to ponder, to overturn, to select, to manipulate, to put on, to change, to glue on, to tape on, to remove, to rip off, to move, to drip, to let fall, to layer, to varnish, to glaze, to collide, to explode, to control, or to let go. And to me, to control or to let go is kind of like the dichotomy between being an architect, where you create something that through drawings, through meetings, through drawings, through meetings, through meetings and drawings and more meetings and drawings and exchange, and finally after, and then there's the surveying, changes. So it's a very, very controlled world that we eventually create, and you can eventually see once it's translated into space. But there's so much time between the first sketch, so many people involved, and that's to control. So it's hard for me to get out from that to control. But doing painting or collage or art to me is kind of like to try and create it, to let go and to have peut-être un hasard un peu incorporé dans le travail. Mais it's hard to let go like that because spontaneity is is so much better when it's very well organized. So, but I finally let go. I hesitated when I brought my work in. Do I bring paint or do I bring collage? And but I still do a little painting, but I mainly do this the type of collage where there's collage and painting. And this, to me, since I don't practice architecture anymore, this is what's sort of left of my architectural practice, because I teach full time now, and so this is, to me, my architectural practice, if I can put it that way. Thank you.